sir.
For those of you not here yet, why not? Get a move on. Come on, get a move on.
Ready.
Walking Lex leveled up. Do I want you to be a infantry expert? Yes. Actually, do I? Yeah, because we're training folks to be the tank commander, aren't we? Speaking of which, I should probably name these after patrons. So this is going to be the Eagle Slayer force, which is going to be the tanks, and you should really be red in colour. And this is going to be the Hungry Gamer. And you should really be purple. That's my infantry colour. Then the Special Forces, being Marines, should be blue. My favourite colour is blue. No, yellow! Yes, we should definitely add Greece to the IEDC. That is a very good point. This thing's getting pretty big. Right. More dockyards. I would like more M-type submarine. N-type? Do we? Against the people we're fighting, submarines aren't going to be useful. Destroyers, however, will always be useful. So I want more of them.
Yes, sir.
Or convoys. Kingdom of Greece has agreed to join. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to build convoys first. Because we are kind of low. And I will also buy in another steel. Hell, I might buy in 2 so we can keep... No. Oh, I'm seeing an opportunity and we have to attack right now. Go. Punch him out. Oh hell, New York is also going to fall. Because they're attacking us completely madly. Iceland requests aid from us. The Icelandic government has approached us looking for military assistance. The waters off their coast are becoming more like a war zone every week as the Coast Guard, the Republican Navy, clashes against each other's fishing ships. Without our protection, the cod deal we have running with them could wither away as the Republican Navy would cut off Iceland. They've asked us for a detachment of troops to protect the island itself and several vessels to ward off the Republican forces. How should we respond? We'll send them everything.
Commands. Keep moving.
I saw an opportunity. I took the opportunity. Today marks the departure of the newly formed Northwest Atlantic Squadron for the Icelandic waters. The fleet is composed of the destroyers the HMCS Sterling and the tactician led by the light cruiser HMCS Dauntless. Command will be issued from the HMCS Cumberland, which will serve as the flagship. Together our proud men set sail to protect our trade from these godless syndicalists in the home isles. Good luck and Godspeed. Alright, we can upgrade our guns, which I would like to do. And it is now 39. Construction speed, please. Boom! New York's fallen.
Yes, sir.
That's what I like to see. And now, let's just make a solid line for Philly. Off you go! Self-propelled guns. This is going to lead to Canada's munitions industry, which will lead to cheaper infantry equipment and artillery, which sounds great. I would say go. A mobile army requires mobile fire support. By mounting an artillery weapon on the same platform as tanks, we can economically provide a full range of capabilities to our mechanical divisions, and can provide the kind of on-point fire support that will seal the deal on most armoured pushes. Furthermore, I would also like to start developing these, but also no. We need to save political power so that I can get the tank designer. Oh, you're right. More of them have appeared. Whoa, that's really cheap light tanks. No, we're still going Leyland motors. For sure. That's interesting. That they're not all displaying. Union of South Africa has joined the Reichspact. That is unfortunate, but also not at all surprising. Right, any of you that are left on that line, I want over here now.
Ready, sir.
I'm going to just go ahead and delete this line completely. Relying on the PSA to guard what the PSA have gained. Hopefully we've not allowed the AUS to get too strong. Wordsworth loses the CCF leadership vote. J.S. Wordsworth, who has led the Cooperative Commonwealth Federation since its founding in 1932, lost his leadership over the party, due in large part, it is said, to his increasingly unpopular opposition to war against the syndicalists. He has been replaced by the younger James Caldwell, who has promised to reinvigorate the party and restore it to prominence. You get a lot of new designers from focuses. I know, but the thing is, they usually show up from the start so you can make appropriate plans. They didn't. Only some of them did. Like, there were only 4 of them here. And the reason I thought it was working as intended was because we could see these two, which says, has completed Expand HMC Halifax. We hadn't. But for the ones which are just one requirement, like this, the CP rail expansion, that wasn't showing up. Oh wow, AUS is already attacking Phil. Oh no, that's us. Oh, fantastic.
Listen up.
I see an opportunity.
Orders.
So I am going to exploit it.
Yes, sir. Move out. Attention. Orders. Ready, sir.
These motorized units really have been useful. The Exiles at work. The British Exiles have been hard at work in the Dominion of Canada. I'd like you to focus on civilian projects. And then next up I need you to empower yourselves, because the Exiles have taken a little bit of a hammering. Where are they? Oh, my popularity's gone down. That's not good. Oh, they can also increase the King's popularity. Interesting. Nah, work on your own for now.
Ready to move. Ready to move.
Let's try and get ourselves across the water. Which I don't think is going to be a problem.
Attention.
It wasn't.
Taking cover.
Right, military factory. I would like more motorized. Though our deficit is being closed. We already have field hospitals in these units, don't we? Yes, we do. However, we don't have them in these. I'm say go ahead and do it right now. And then technology. We wanted to research tanks, but not yet. So let's get some more air superiority. New mod. What if... Oh, I was misreading that. I thought, Septima, you were saying new mod. What if Britain ruled the UK during World War II? I was thinking, that's just vanilla, but also that's kind of funny. New mod. What if Mordred Viking ruled the UK during World War II? Then it would probably have an even bigger navy. Equal Slayer in a war against America? How very fitting. Yep, that's what I thought. You asked me that earlier, Zoroark, and I said I just went and got a haircut.
Yes, sir.
Alright, tanks are doing their job. You guys should be putting a ton of pressure on Newark. I think we can probably add a little bit more pressure though. Especially for guys not crossing the river. Losing here would be a bit of a pain, so let's keep you moving in. Schwerpunkt finished. The Australasian Guard. Surprising news from the Australasian Confederation as Eric Campbell's Centre Party managed to come back from behind in the recent elections. The Centre Party is the political front for the Australasian Guard, a paramilitary organisation made up of ex-servicemen who fought in the Weltkrieg. So we've got some pretty hard-line pro-Empire people in Australia, so that's good for us. Get Blitzkrieg. Alright, so Newark and Philadelphia are going to fall soon. It looks like we're holding pretty solidly here, which means we'll keep the industry of Michigan. Portugal asked to rejoin the Entente formally. After the end of the Weltkrieg, with the signing of the Peace with Honour, and even more so after the Revolution of 25, Britain and Portugal have drifted further and further apart, despite remaining in a formal alliance. But now, as dangerous times begin to threaten Europe, and the time to reclaim the birthright is fast approaching, Portugal asks us for support and will, in turn, provide support during the fast approaching Second World Krieg. Cool. The Entente is actually growing really rapidly. Which is good. It's very good. Have I reset the air missions? I've set it all automatic. Scout planes. That's what I was going to research. Thank you. Once we get magnetic detonator. Kingdom of France has called Portugal into the war. So we just need to wait 4 days and we can get it. Boom. Newark's fallen. Good. Philadelphia should not be very far behind, seeing the pressure that we're putting on it. There's magnetic detonator, which we are going to get scoot planes. And I just need to remember to actually make some. And use them.
Listen up.
Actually, no, you stay there. And then when Philly falls, hopefully that's going to be the end of the CSA. Here we go. Canada's munitions industry. Our munitions industry still has room to grow. A series of economic incentives should prove interesting to investors and get those factories producing like never before. Alright. You could assist. You could assist.
Keep moving.
All of you could assist.
Keep on attacking.
Battle fleet concentration. Subsidiary carrier role, though that's not going to help us at all. And there it is, Philadelphia has fallen. They're still not capitulating, for goodness sake! Alright,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to say that this is going to be the new line. And we're going to go for Washington. How about we don't do that in a stupid way? How's that?
Ready to move.
Collapse of the American syndicates. Okay, this is going to help. It appears that the syndicate government is on the last legs in the American Civil War. Already, most of its land has been swallowed up by the Pacific States of America and the other American factions. What is left is the last remnants of the army. Oh, what? Why did they get it? Well, that's really annoying.
Listen up. Move out. Ready. Move out. Move out. Yes, sir.
Well, at least we got Washington. We just didn't get Pittsburgh. Yeah. Alright. Well, hopefully we can just blitz through here. I mean, I've just given my armor orders to go charging in. Unfortunately, we'll be up against people who can force march. And yeah, for the rest of you, just do this. Go, go, go! And all of you, push south! Push south! We can take a ton of territory here. Right, the next thing I need to do is reset my patrol ships. Really need more of these. We'll explore those. Set you there as well. Okay. Carry on. Yeah, these guys are all force marching, so we're just grinding through them. Nice and quickly.
Fall in. Commands.
See if we can take Richmond. That would be nice. Unfortunately, they're already digging in over here. Getting Pittsburgh's going to take a bit of work to do. Oh, maybe not.
Keep moving. Attention. Move
What?
out.
Don't go silly way. Go normal way. Okay, well, it looks like we've at least taken the industrial hub. And we also have another military factory, which we are going to put into light tanks, I think. Seeing as we're using a fair number of those. And are we... Okay, we've almost finished with the civilian factories in Ottawa. Then we'll have 30 civilian factories grinding out militaries, which would be nice. Somber news from Iceland. We received grave news from Iceland today. Overnight, the heavy cruiser, the Cumberland, experienced a sudden explosion, causing the ship to sink rapidly. The cause of the explosion is not known at this time, but the incoming reports list at least 300 sailors dead. We shall indeed have a day of mourning. Oh, I bet it was those Cindy's, wasn't it? Obviously it was the Cindy's.
Under fire.
Why are you guarding this border? Wrong border. You don't need to guard that border.
Come on, move out.
Okay, now you've woken up. Yay. Idiots.
Orders.
Right, stop attacking. Get into position. We'll get some planning prep done. So right now, I think that your objective should actually be... Let's just cancel that, actually. This. Alright, our munitions industry is looking magnificent. I'm going to say that the next thing we want is probably these. No, it's going to be the Air Force. Let's upgrade the Air Force. The Royal Canadian Air Force fought with distinction during the Great War, but has long since suffered from serious neglect. We can no longer afford to fall behind in this critical area of warfare, lest we cede control of the sky to our foes. A terrifying prospect, to be sure. Actually, speaking of which... you guys are all fighters. You're close air support. I want you to go up to a level 50. And if we still have enough close air support after that, then we can upgrade again. News has come from Iceland in regards to the cause of the sinking of the HMS Cumberland. Divers found an intact English torpedo that failed to detonate when it was launched against the hull of the Cumberland. The explosion was not an internal mechanical failure after all, but an insidious attempt by the English to cowardly attack us during the night. Our people clamour for revenge against the loss of our young men aboard the Cumberland who never made it ashore. And yeah, good idea. Let's reload, reset the AI. And hopefully they stop being stupid. Alright. We are still short on infantry equipment too. It might be because they don't have military access through the PSA. I hope not, because that would be really stupid, but it might well be that. Well, France at least does. That's a lot of troops that they're lining up here. Like, why? What's so special about that spot?
Come on, move out!
Huzzah! Need to keep on suppressing, so I want to get rid of that as soon as possible. And yes, we do need to import Portugal to the IEDC. Cool. British politician and former Lord of the Admiralty Winston Churchill has published a new book, part of the emerging genre known as Alternate History and Concerning the Great War. What a childish fantasy. Fishy coming in with a Twitch Prime resubscription, 10 months now. Thank you very much for that, Fishy. Heyo! Thank you very much, Fishy. And also, another one of the moderators who is a subscriber as well. Thank you also for everything you do as a moderator here on the channel. It is really massively appreciated. And you always bring a very nice feeling to all of your interactions with people in chat. So thank you very much for that, Fishy. Much appreciated. And also the banter that you and Marshall have going back and forth is also hilarious. So, yeah. You're awesome. Thank you. Asked to control those states. I can't ask to control American states from America. Portugal agrees to join. Excellent. Now, we can boost somebody. I'm thinking... wait, where's Portugal? They're not on the list. I'll give it until midnight. There they are. We'll boost Portugal. And now I need to make more guns, and good grief, we're low on weapons. I mean, iron. What the hell has happened to that? We're not... Are we being intercepted? What's happening here? King Edward greets the American refugees. With American refugees flooding north by the thousands, Canada has seen great difficulty in dealing with them all. King Edward, however, has recently made it his personal mission to greet them and make them feel welcome, at least for the time being. After several visits to camps in Ontario and Quebec, the King held an elaborate garden party in Montreal to meet with more prominent Americans. The wealthy elites and the celebrities were able to come north immediately upon the outbreak of the Civil War. There are some accusing the King of using this as yet another excuse to expand his social contacts, but it cannot be denied that most of the Americans were delighted by their treatment and treated the King with the respect and ceremony anyone could desire. Good. No, and we are in fact sinking their shipping, not vice versa. And there are PSA troops over here. We need to get away from the Great Lakes. That's what's causing a lot of the problems, I think. North Sea Squadron trapped. As the English descend on Iceland, our detachment of ships have become trapped in the Icelandic ports. Any attempt to break out of the blockade would be a bloodbath. They're effectively trapped. Isn't that tantamount to a declaration of war? Do I think this Great Lakes should have sea zones? Yes, actually I do. I saw that done really effectively in... oh, what's it called? The Elysium campaign, EU4. Where they turned the Great Lakes into sea zones, which you could send ships down. It was really good. And also, historically, like, this is something I didn't know. There was a massive shipbuilding industry, like, along here. I was like, why are you building a huge amount of ships in Lake Michigan? What? It's not connected to the sea. It is connected to the sea. Which I didn't realize. So yeah, massive shipbuilding industry, and they went, whoop, whoop. Well, in fact, I think there's even a canal which leads through New York. Is that a canal here, or maybe here? That's one of the reasons that New York grew so large, is because it was the outlet for the stuff from the Great Lakes. Can I check who has military access in the PSA? Yeah, it's just me and France. Oh no, it's not. Portugal and Russia as well. That's why, like, New England's not getting involved, because they, well, they could go through here, or through here.